name is Jamel Johnson. I serve as the Executive Director of the African American Male Wellness Agency. The African American Male Wellness Agency is a 20-year-old organization that is out of Columbus, Ohio. And it was funny how it happened, right? How the agency got to Houston. I'm often asked that question. During 2022, I believe that was the height of COVID. We were kind of like right in the middle. I believe everybody had a podcast, everybody was online, and I was a part of a podcast that was talking about black men and mental health. So I was a guest panelist, and the CEO of the African American Male Wellness Agency, Mr. John Gregory, he was a panelist. As we were talking, a very spirited conversation, just talking about black men and not having a safe space and just the weight that black men have. He mentioned about a program that we actually have under the umbrella of the African American Male Wellness Agency called Real Men Real Talk, where men actually get together, kind of like barbershop talk, in a very unique space where it's okay to not be okay, where it's a place where men can be transparent and no one is judging them. And after hearing that, I was blown away. It's like, hey, we have to have this in Houston. So I took it upon myself to get the number to their corporate office, and I called and I had a conversation with about 3 or 4 people, and I finally got to Mr. Gregory. And I was like, hey man, I want to bring that to Houston. And he mentioned to me about, well, you know, that's one of the programs that we have. He said, but the ultimate thing that we do is we go across the country, we bring awareness to health disparities that plague African American men through our, at that time, called the Walk to Save Black Men's Lives. And as he started to talk about it, it was sounding like a health fair. I was like, I'm not trying to do a health fair. I want to focus on black men and mental health. Let's bring Real Men Real Talk to Houston. He was like, okay, we can maybe think about that, but really what we do is we have to get black men in front of their numbers. He said, because I don't know if you know, but black men are dying 12 years before everybody else. When he said that, that caused me to sit back in my seat. And I believe that there was a different ear that started to listen to the conversation at that point. He invited me to come out to actually witness this day in Columbus, Ohio. Left with my wife and we went and we touched down in Columbus. That Saturday morning, 7 o'clock, there were men already in line waiting to get screened. Fast forward, after seeing that, I said, okay, we'll bring Real Men Real Talk to Houston too, but we have to have this event here. We brought it to Houston. But along the journey, something significant happened. I mentioned my wife and I, we went to Columbus, Ohio for the event. But prior to that, I had to have the unwanted privilege of funeralizing my brother-in-law, 45 years old, had a heart attack. Then after the autopsy, we found out that his blood pressure was elevated. So this work is personal. And I've said on so many times that I've lost one brother and I will not lose another one. And so I have jumped in, feet first, in an arena that I'm almost a novice in, because for years I've served as the lead pastor of the Word Church, been a youth pastor, so I've been in church. And so if it was religious or faith-based, probably could do that with my eyes closed. But I've had to switch lanes and get into a space that's uncommon. But I'm grateful to be in this space, because oftentimes when I'm in meetings, and I am in meetings all day, every day, but I'm oftentimes the only person that's sitting at the table that looks like me. But I live in Houston, Texas, that sits inside of Harris County. And unfortunately, Harris County leads the nation in some of the most unflattering categories. We start to think about new cases of black men having colon cancer, prostate cancer, heart health, cholesterol, even STDs, STIs. That's all right here. And how else do we stop this? How else do we close the gap other than jumping in and saying, hey, we have a problem. It's been said, Houston, we have a problem. But I can honestly say at the African American Male Wellness Agency and the work that we're committed to do here in the city of Houston, while we may have a problem, we have the answer. Because our communities need it, right? Our last two events have been in Third Ward. And I've mentioned about how Third Ward happens to be one of the sickest zip codes in the city of Houston. But it's also across the freeway from the world's foremost medical center. Like, people are flying into Houston every single day from countries just to go to our medical center, when Houston residents who are suffering from the social determinants of health can't even get over there. And when I think about those social determinants of health, it's two A's that stick out to me: accessibility and affordability. And this is why I fight the way that I fight. Because the resources are there, but is it really accessible? Can I really get to that place? Is it affordable? Our most vulnerable populations in our communities, they're struggling. They don't have the money. There are some that are living at the poverty level or beneath. So when I have a cough or I have a pain, I'm not thinking about taking this money that I've set aside for my light bill or for groceries and go and paying a copay and paying $20 or $30 to park. I try to find an old remedy, or I try to act as if that pain is not there, which causes many of us to end up having our first doctor's appointment in the emergency room. And then that's why the treatment has to be so aggressive, because when they find out that the problem is there, we're in stage 3, stage 4, and I have to have all of these excessive rounds of treatment. But if we're ever going to change this dynamic, and this is not just in the city of Houston, because wherever black people are, these issues are apparent. If this is ever going to change, this work has to be done across the country. We have to be proactive instead of being reactive. We have to go to places where other people won't go. We have to take the clinic into the church. We have to take the clinic into the barbershop. We have to take the clinic into the beauty shop. We have to take the clinic to the community to be able to save one. Because if we're able to save one, that one person may be able to start a new habit of healthy living that their child could see, and then their child could see, and then subsequently that one person has saved a generation. So I'm committed to doing this work, and will continue to do this work until every black man is healthy. Because for us to have a healthy city, healthy state, healthy nation, or even to have a healthy world, we're going to have healthy black men in it. And I can't wait for anybody else to do it, because I'm a black man myself. So I've accepted the call, and will continue to do that, and continue to bring attention to the health disparities that plague African American men, and not just bring attention to it, but provide some answers.